This is he knows everything for you that eat and that far. Time to run that motherfucker back. And I told you guys, black boxing community fan bases don't want to face the truth. They're mad, man. They're hot and bothered like grits. Deontay Wilder got exposed. Stop making shit up. Face the facts that the better fighter has won the fight. See, I've already come to this conclusion. There's a 12-step addiction program. Black boxing community fan bases are continuously in that 12-step addiction program because they don't want to come to the cold-hearted, they don't want to come to the cutthroat, and they don't want to come to basically what we would say the unadulterated truth-telling fashion. See, Moses had Israelites that basically circled Egypt. They circled that desert. They went right in between from Egypt up till the milk that was filled with land and honey. And here's the caveat of it. They were basically right outside of the land that was filled with milk and honey. But God had them circled around for 40 years. 40 years. The number 40 means trials and tribulations. The completion of trials and tribulations. You say it again. The number 40 is the completion of trials and tribulations. That's why 40 is usually a number that's prepared for ministry. It started with Moses. Moses was prepped for ministry at 40. 40 is a number that prepares you for ministry, but 40 is also a number that basically ingratiates, and it basically infects, and it basically endues what we call the completion of trials and tribulation. For those trials and tribulation period for 40 years, those stiff-necked, that's what the Bible calls it, KJV. You know, you only do KJV, dog, King James Version. That's the version to all this other watered-down English version is nonsensical. And if you can't read KJV, then KJV, you can beef up your KJV and get on your Dean of KJV. But anyways, 1611 authorized version. That's all we read over here. But anyways, when it's all said and done, they were stiff-necked. Stiff-necked means stubborn. Stubborn means basically they were prideful. They were basically caught up in their own ways. They weren't trying to change for nobody. This is a bad thing. And the reason why it's bad on so many levels is because this is what you're getting with black boxing community fan bases. You're getting the stiff-neck. You're getting basically what we would say stubborn-filled folks. You're getting folks that have been circling around basically those lands right in between Egypt and right outside of the land filled with milk and honey for 40 years because they don't want to get the truth. See, truth is an opportune thing. Truth is a magnificent thing. Truth is a powerful thing when truth is adhered to, when truth is subjected to, when truth is made subservient to. Because the truth hurts, but the truth will set you free, and those whom the truth set free are free indeed. They don't want to come to the truth that Wilder got exposed. You have to come through this truth so that you can get out of the 12-step program. The first step of the 12-step program is to stop being in denial. If you're creating glove gates, you're creating time gates, you're creating all of this nonsensical controversy, and those that are falling subjugated to it, not only are you looking like a Rudy Poo and a Plum Plum brain out here in these boxing streets, the people that are adhering to it are looking like classic dotes and troglodytes. And together, y'all looking like ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetorics. Pandering narratives. What did we say about it? It has a ceiling cap. Once it goes up, woo, the motherfucker must come tumbling down. Deontay Wilder got done the fuck up. He got the shit beaten out of him. He got the dog shit beaten out of him. And I'm not going to stop saying this. I'm going to say this all week. Deontay Wilder got exposed. You got to understand, these dick riders were worshiping Deontay Wilder. They were sucking the nut juice out of Deontay Wilder. Yes, we're going to get vulgar up in here. They were basically gargling Deontay Wilder's balls. And they were telling you how his nutsack tastes. The king. And Deontay Wilder was right there serving them up in a line. Okay, you finished swallowing me up. You next. Now it's time for you to swallow me up. You next. Now it's time for you to swallow me up. Deontay Wilder made sure that he basically was in a retention state for a long period of time so he can get all these guys to gobble up and swallow and be human fucking vacuums. That's what they've been for Deontay Wilder. Dick riders, not truth tellers. See, you have to be a truth teller. You have to tell somebody the truth. All of this epiphany and all this stuff that Deontay Wilder's coming to the conclusive state of, he knows everything was right there to help him off the damn ledge. But a prophet is not honored in his own home, but those whom they rejected became the chief cornerstone. If he would have listened to it, he knows everything. He would have been on the thumb, the wave, the curve, the owl, and the needle of the damn situation. Let me say it again. He would have been on the thumb, the wave, the curve, the owl, and the needle of the damn situation. But he chose to be ignorant. And he chose to be prideful. And he chose to basically pump his chest off of what he thought was succession, when in actuality it was the similitude of succession, but the lack of the fullness thereof. So when you have a Betashop Instigations that's instigating about Al Haymon, telling lies about Al Haymon does not want to be out there like that. Everything Al Haymon does is behind the scenes. You got to be a brain full of mush and a brainwashed dodo head at the highest levels. And when I say dodo head, I mean a dodo fucking head, a dodo fucking brain, to come to a lying conclusive state that Al Haymon is working the WBA behind the scenes. Do you not understand the WBA has these fucking Spanish people that is running the shit? It's a father and son combination. Just like the WBC with Mauricio Salomon. God rest his father's soul. But when his father was around, it was the same shit. Father-son combination. These Spanish motherfuckers, you know how racist they are? See, this is why this clown called Betashop Instigations don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's just running his rabbit-ass mouth and doing what betas do. They instigate. Betas are no different than women. They fucking instigate. I done told you guys this shit. They always hating, they always trolling, and they always instigating. Let me say it again. They're always hating, they're always trolling, and they're always instigating. You gotta be a beta shop and an instigations to do this. What the fuck does Al Haymon have to do with the WBA? The WBA, out of their own mouths, said they're not gonna have all of these belts. They're a sanctioning body. They have fucking power. There are a three-pronged monster in boxing for a reason. Economics, politics, and pugilism. The economics belongs to the advisors and the promoters. The politics belongs to the sanctioning bodies. And the pugilism is the fucking fighters. See, I had to break this shit down in lamest terms so that Rudy fucking Poo and Plum Plum Brains, classic fucking dotes and troglodytes, ultra fucking fanboys with the ultra fucking fanboy rhetorics, like this Betashop Instigations, can fucking get it. He's not getting it. He's not paying attention. He's not listening. Al Haymon is probably looked at in repulsion by these fucking Mexican motherfuckers who run these sanctioning bodies. They're screwing Al Haymon over. You dumb motherfucker. They're not helping Al Haymon. And why would Al Haymon block his face of boxing, the true face of boxing? See, y'all thought Deontay Wilder was the face of boxing. He knows everything. Told you guys he was the fake motherfucking face of boxing. The real face of boxing has always been Errol the True Spence. That's why Richard Schaefer famously said we left the Mayweather era and we ushered into the Spence era after the Mikey Garcia fight. He said the Spence era has begun. Not no Canelo era. Not no Wilder fucking era. Not no Anthony Joshua era. Look at all these motherfuckers. They getting exposed. It's the Errol the True Spence era. So why would he fuck his airfield fighter up? The last airfield fighter he took care of in Floyd Mayweather. Why would he fuck up his second airfield fighter in Errol the True Spence from a lineal championship belt? Some things just don't make no fucking sense. Some things don't make common sense. And common sense is not common. Every motherfucker don't have it. If you got common sense, your spidey sense should be going off like, what the fuck is this motherfucker talking about? He's making absolutely no sense. And he knows everything is telling the cold-hearted, the unadulterated, and the cutthroat truth teller fashion. He knows everything is right. The fuck this motherfucker's talking about? Because anyone that has true sense knows that what he's talking about has no sense. It's basically a way to divert you off of the fact that Deontay Wilder got done the fuck up. That Deontay Wilder got exposed. That Deontay Wilder got the shit beaten out of him. That Deontay Wilder, at the highest levels of the heavyweight division, don't fucking belong. They don't want to admit that shit. And because they don't want to admit it, in their stiff-necked and stubborn ways, they will continuously be circling around. They won't get to the land filled with milk and honey. And when it's all said and done, they won't get past the 12-step program of addiction. They're addicted to Deontay Wilder. And because of their addiction to Deontay Wilder, they have to slam and slander anything that's anti-Deontay Wilder, i.e. Floyd Mayweather, i.e. Al Haymon. But these motherfuckers are not anti-Deontay Wilder. You don't want to know what it is? It's all up under the same umbrella of PBC. Yordenis Ugas wants to fight Errol the True Spence. Errol the True Spence want to fight Yordenis Ugas. Al Haymon wants that fight to happen. Why wouldn't Al Haymon want Errol the True Spence to get lineal and then so he can build up the super fight with i.e. Terrence Buck Crawford? Some things just don't make no fucking sense. And if you guys are not being brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads, and you're really looking at shit for what it is, you will start asking yourselves these questions. But people don't ask questions. People don't basically try to figure out what the fuck is going on in situations. People just go with status quo. And this is what fucks everything up. Big time, on an epic scale, on an epic level, on an epic magnitude, because people are not willing to ask the big hot pocket questions. And what are the big hot pocket questions? Why is Betashop Instigations saying something so erroneous and so false? It's to basically attract subs and views. It's to basically attract inquiring Deontay Wilder minds. It's to basically inquire and basically attract hot and bothered like grits minds. Those motherfuckers that are still mad, they're still festering at the fact that Deontay Wilder got done the fuck up. They don't want to come to the conclusive state of that. They don't want to believe it. So now they got to shit on every fucking thing. That's really what it boils down to. If we're calling a spade here, we're keeping it a buck, we're keeping it 1,000. That's really what it's all about. And if you're using the true boxing eye test, you can see right through this shit. You don't need to be a three-dimensional thinker like he knows everything. You don't need to be the reincarnation of Sun Tzu, aka Art of War. You don't need to be the reincarnation of 48 Laws of Power on that rabbit fucking ass. You don't need to have all those abilities. All you need to be is a real G, a super real G, and an ultimate real G out here in these boxing streets, and you get that shit right from the jump. That's exactly what's happening here, man. Because it makes absolutely no sense for these racist Mexicans. You guys don't understand, these Mexicans are more racist than these white fucking people. Do you understand how they trying to blackball Al Haymon out of fucking boxing? They don't like the fact that this black man, this shrewdest businessman, has come in and took over. Even basically found ways to finesse the sanctioning bodies to get the fights that he wants. You don't think a sanctioning body is gonna then try to come in and basically say, man, fuck you. This is what the WBA is doing. And if Betashop Instigations was using his true boxing eye test to look at the denotions of it, then Betashop Instigations would see right through the bullshit and right through the fuck shit. Because that's exactly what's happening. It's basically you paying attention right through the bullshit and the fuck shit that's happening right in front of you. But a lot of people don't have boxing lenses. They don't have boxing eyes. And they don't have what's called the true boxing eye test to see right through the fucking bullshit. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth teller fashion. Motherfuckers like Betashop Instigations, they will continue to circle that damn land right between Egypt and fucking Israel for 40 fucking years. They're gonna continue to do that shit. And you know why they're gonna continue to do that shit? Because they're stiff-necked, because they are stubborn, and because of the simple idealistic fact that they are in a 12-step program and they haven't even passed step 1, which is basically passing the step of being in denial. That's the cool part. That's the unadulterated. That's the cut through tell fashion. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Eeks. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Eeks. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.